This is Michael Hale from RedZone Radio, and we're starting this morning with something a little unusual. We've got scattered reports coming in from Lower Manhattan, Brooklyn waterfront, and parts of Jersey City about a tremor just after 6:15. Nothing major, nothing catastrophic, at least not according to the early numbers, but enough that a lot of you felt it, and enough that our phone lines started lighting up before the coffee finished brewing.
Yeah, and not just one or two calls either. We've had people saying windows rattled, kitchen cabinets shook, car alarms started going off down near the seaport. So if you felt it too, no, you're not imagining things.
USGS is calling it minor seismic activity. Preliminary reading magnitude 3.2, centered somewhere near the harbor. That's the official line right now. Minor, small, manageable. Very New York response this morning seems to be, okay, weird, now can I still get to work on time?
That is exactly the response. My phone's full of people complaining less about the tremor and more about whether the subway is going to use this as an excuse to delay everything.
Which, to be fair, is a legitimate concern in this city.
Also, can I just say, my apartment definitely shook harder than minor. If that was a 3.2, then my building is built out of graham crackers.
Or your upstairs neighbor finally bought that treadmill.
Peloton, get the insult right.
My apologies. Premium cardio-related disturbance.
All right, if you're just joining us, reports of a small tremor around Lower Manhattan and the harbor area. Officials say they're checking infrastructure, MTA's doing inspections, Con Edison's out checking gas lines, and so far there's no official emergency declaration.
But we are getting enough calls that we want to hear from you. If you felt it, if you're downtown, if you're seeing anything unusual near the waterfront, call in.
And text, too. We're getting a flood of messages already.
Let's take one. Dave, you're on RedZone.
Mike, I'm down by South Street Seaport right now. I'm telling you, something ain't right with the water.
Define ain't right, Dave.
It's moving strange. Not like tide strange, not fairy wake strange. It's churning, like rolling from underneath.
Could be aftershocks in the water, could be debris shifting, could be 100 things. You see any Coast Guard activity?
Not at first. Now I'm seeing more boats than usual. And there was this smell, too.
What kind of smell?
Sulfur. Rotten eggs. Real strong for a minute, then gone. Could be gas.
Could be sewage, could be harbor runoff, could be something knocked loose by the trimmer. Dave, stay clear of the barriers if they put any up, all right?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it feels wrong down here.
Noted. Appreciate the
We've gotten that smell report from 3 different people now.
And every one of them used some variation of rotten eggs, which in this city could describe half the things we smell before 8 a.m.
That's disgusting and true.
NYPD has apparently cordoned off a section near Battery Park for what they're calling structural concerns. That doesn't necessarily mean anything dramatic. Could be they're checking for cracks, settling, damaged pavement, any number of things after a tremor.
We've also got texts saying some folks in Brooklyn Heights and near the waterfront felt more than one shake.
That part I'm interested in. USGS is still listing a primary event, but if there were multiple shocks close together, they may just be sorting through reports. Let's take another one. Maria, you're on.
Hi, I'm on my way to work. I was near Battery Park about 20 minutes ago, and there were already police moving people back. No one was saying why, and I heard this noise.
What kind of noise?
I don't know. Not like construction, more like metal grinding, but deep, like it was coming through the ground.
Could have been underground infrastructure? Tunnel strain, utility issues, something along those lines?
Maybe, but everybody stopped walking when it happened. It was that kind of sound.
Did police say anything to you directly?
Just keep moving north and don't stop near the fence.
All right, that's useful. Maria, thank you.
That one bothers me.
Because?
Because if it was really just routine inspection, cops don't usually push people out that fast before sunrise.
Depends what they got flagged. A gas problem, structural instability, utility line rupture, all kinds of things get handled fast downtown.
You're doing the thing.
What thing?
The broadcaster voice, the let's rationalize until the facts catch up thing.
That is literally the job.
I know, I'm just saying. Something feels weird.
Weird is not yet illegal. We continue.
You are impossible.
And yet still employed. A miracle in this economy.
Text line says, felt the shake in Tribeca. Dog started barking at the windows 5 minutes before it happened. Another says, Battery Park smells like a busted sewer main. Another, statue ferries delayed.
Ferry delays after an early morning harbor event makes sense.
You really want this to be boring.
I deeply, spiritually want this to be boring.
Same.
We've got a producer handing me a note. MTA says subway tunnel inspections are precautionary at this time. No system-wide disruptions reported. That's good news. Con Edison says they're checking readings in Lower Manhattan after complaints of odor. Also good news. Everybody appears to be doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And the mayor's office has not said anything yet.
Because it's 6:30 in the morning, they are probably still trying to figure out whether this is a press statement or a scheduling inconvenience.
That is the most New York sentence you've ever said.
Let's go to Tony in Brooklyn. Tony, you're on.
Yeah, I'm in Red Hook, and every seagull on the pier just took off at once, like 10 minutes before the shake. That mean anything?
It means birds make terrible roommates.
No, I'm serious. They all went up at the same time.
Could have felt vibration before people did. Animals do that sometimes. Actually, that part's true.
And now the water's slapping weird against the pylons.
You are officially our second Water is Weird call of the morning.
Third, maybe. Your last caller said churning.
That he did. All right, Tony, appreciate it.
The public has voted. The water is weird.
Yes. Noted in the official historical record, water, weird.
You joke when you're unsettled.
I joke when I'm awake.
Same difference.
Let's reset for people just tuning in. Small tremor reported around 6:15. Harbor area apparently the center of activity. Some police response around Battery Park. Con Edison and MTA running checks. Coast Guard traffic appears heavier than usual according to some callers. Unconfirmed reports of unusual sounds in harbor over. No official emergency. Repeat, no official emergency.
But if you're near the waterfront and authorities are moving people back, listen to them.
That part is always free advice.
My sister just texted me.
Everything all right?
She says they told people in Battery Park City to avoid the promenade until further notice.
Did they say why?
No, just temporary restriction.
There you go. Temporary restriction. Not exactly the language of the apocalypse.
Nobody said apocalypse.
Good, because I left my apocalypse tie at home.
We're getting another note. USGS still says preliminary. They may revise.
That happens. Early data gets updated.
You ever notice how official words get less comforting the more times they're repeated?
Preliminary, advisory, precautionary. Yeah, they all sound like somebody knows more than they're telling you.
Exactly.
Which, to be fair, somebody probably always does.
True.
We'll keep tracking this through the hour. Right now, if you're heading downtown, expect possible delays around Battery Park and the lower waterfront. If you're already there, give yourself extra time and keep your head up.
And maybe don't stop to film every weird thing you see this morning.
That advice will be ignored by at least 80% of the city.
100%.
Fair. A few minutes passed with the rhythm of a normal broadcast trying to hold its shape. Traffic reports came in broken and slightly distracted. Weather got mentioned almost out of obligation, and every route back to ordinary conversation kept drifting toward the same place. The water, the tremor, the smell, the way too many people were describing the same wrongness in slightly different words. We've got a transportation update here. Some slowdowns near the FDR. Increased police presence around the lower tip of Manhattan. Again, could be routine response to structural inspection.
Could be.
You really don't like this.
No, I don't know why. I just don't.
That's all right. Weird mornings happen.
Do they?
In this city, constantly. Then, faint at first, there came a low vibration through the studio floor.
Did you feel that?
Yeah. The mugs on the desk trembled just enough to ripple the surface of the coffee.
That was longer.
Could be an aftershock.
Monitors flickered.
All right, folks, if you just felt that, yes, so did we. Another light tremor here in studio. We are getting confirmation now from our own building that it was noticed across several floors.
Okay, that one I did not enjoy.
No visible damage here. Stay calm. We're checking for updated readings now.
Michael?
Yeah?
Listen.
Somewhere, far off, beneath traffic and air systems and city morning noise, there was a sound that didn't fit. Not loud, not constant. More like something heavy shifting where nothing that heavy should have been. Could be construction resonance.
At 6:40 in the morning, under the harbor?
We're going to take a quick station pause and come right back with updates. But they didn't really pause. They sat, listened, stared at the producer through the glass, saw the same uncertainty there, and went right back on air. We're staying with this. If you just felt that second tremor, you were not alone. We are waiting on official confirmation. Phone lines are packed. Let's go to one more before the top of the hour. Angela, you're on.
I work in a building overlooking the harbor. We were told not to go near the windows facing south.
Who told you that?
Building management. They said it came from city emergency services.
Did they give any reason?
No, just said stay away from the south-facing side until further notice.
Okay. Angela, follow the instructions, stay where building staff direct you, and don't crowd the windows.
Is this a bomb threat?
We do not have any information suggesting that. Right now we have tremors, a restricted waterfront area, and a lot of incomplete information.
It doesn't feel incomplete. It feels like they're hiding something.
Could just mean they don't know yet. That happens too.
I hope you're right.
So do I. When the call ended, the room stayed quiet for a second too long.
She said south-facing windows.
I heard her.
Why south-facing?
Could be risk of flying debris if there's some structural issue near the waterfront?
You don't believe that?
I believe I want a better answer before I start inventing worse ones.
Fair.
Top of the hour's coming. We'll stay with the story.
He looked down at the stack of updates, then back toward the dark glass of the studio window, where the city beyond still looked, somehow, insultingly normal. Whatever this is, we'll sort it out together. Stay with us.
A second, stronger tremor hit at 7:23. That one was widely felt, stronger than the first, and we are now hearing the updated preliminary number may be around a 4.1. Same general location near the harbor.
And with that second shake, the response changed fast. Coast Guard has shut down harbor traffic under what they're calling emergency protocols. We've got reports of ferries stopped, private vessels turned back, and more law enforcement activity around Battery Park and the southern waterfront.
Also, a lot of rumors, so let's separate what we know from what people are throwing around online. Right now, there is no confirmed gas explosion, no confirmed terrorist incident, and no confirmed tunnel collapse. Those are all things being posted, none officially backed yet.
Correct. What we do know, the harbor is restricted, emergency vehicles are staging downtown, and multiple listeners have now independently reported seeing military vehicles moving toward Lower Manhattan.
That part is new and weird.
Very.
Because that's not normal response to a routine infrastructure inspection.
No, it is not.
We're also hearing about cell service issues in parts of the financial district. Not citywide, but patchy enough that people are having trouble making calls or sending photos.
And that's making rumor control basically impossible.
Exactly.
Let's go to the phones. We've got Lena in Battery Park City. Lena, what are you seeing?
I'm on the 21st floor of an apartment building, and the water near the harbor looks wrong. I know that sounds stupid, but it does. It keeps pulling away from the edge and then slamming back.
Like a wake pattern?
No, bigger, like the whole surface is breathing.
Have authorities said anything to residents in your building?
Management told us to move away from the waterfront-facing windows again. Some people are going downstairs. Some are trying to leave.
Can you leave?
Maybe, but traffic's already backing up.
All right, Lena, unless you've been told to evacuate, don't rush into the streets just because everyone else is panicking. Stay alert, keep your essentials with you, and listen for official instructions.
You think we should stay put?
I think without clear directions, charging into gridlock usually creates a second problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Lena.
You know what I keep coming back to? Harbor shutdown. That's the thing that won't leave me alone.
Yeah.
Because if this is just underground structural damage, why shut the whole harbor?
Maybe because they don't know if something underwater got compromised?
Like what?
Tunnel, utility line, seabed shift, debris field. I'm not saying I know, I'm saying those are possible.
You still sound like you're trying to sell even yourself.
I am trying to avoid becoming one more guy with a microphone turning uncertainty into theater.
That's fair, but this isn't normal uncertainty.
No. A producer handed them another page. Michael read it, frowned. Mayor's office has issued a brief statement. Here it is. City agencies are investigating unusual activity in the lower harbor area. Residents are advised to avoid restricted zones and follow instructions from emergency personnel. That's all.
Unusual activity.
Yep.
That is the vaguest thing I've heard in my life.
And not comforting.
No.
Let's go to a text here. I work near Wall Street. Building security told us to move away from lower floors facing the water and await possible evacuation. Another says, saw convoy of military trucks on the FDR headed south. Another says, water near Liberty Island looks like something moving under it.
That last one is exactly the kind of sentence I do not want to read before breakfast.
Agreed.
Can we talk about the video?
We can talk about it carefully.
A blurry cell phone clip is making the rounds. Most of it's useless shaking and people yelling, but there is one section where the water near the Statue of Liberty looks disturbed.
Disturbed is a good word.
Boiling is the word people are using.
Boiling is also what the internet calls any body of water once they add enough compression and panic.
True, but even you looked twice.
I did.
That tells me something.
It tells you I have eyes.
Smart mouth.
Professional hazard. The emergency tone sounded over their feed, not the full system yet, just an internal notice ping. The producer pointed to the console and mouthed, FDNY traffic. Lena leaned toward the monitor.
We're picking up reports now that the fire department sent multiple units to the waterfront after the second tremor.
And then?
And then, not much. Some garbled traffic. Then nothing.
You mean a radio dead zone?
I mean, silence.
That could be overloaded channels.
Sure.
Could be.
You hear yourself?
Constantly. It's exhausting.
They took another call.
Paul in Midtown, you're on.
I'm not downtown, but I saw a line of National Guard vehicles from the east side heading south. Humvees, transport trucks, the whole thing.
How long ago?
10 minutes, maybe 15.
Any sirens?
No, just moving fast.
Could be support staging.
For what?
Emergency management.
You really got one answer and one answer only today.
I'll expand my range when the facts do.
Paul, thank you. More messages poured in. A listener says they were asked to leave a building near Bowling Green with no explanation. Another says the Staten Island ferry terminal is in total confusion. Nobody knows if service is suspended or canceled for the day.
Here's another. I'm in Jersey City. Could see helicopters circling low over the harbor before sunrise.
Before sunrise?
That's what they're saying.
Which means somebody noticed something before the public did.
Probably. That part is almost certainly true.
I hate that.
Everybody hates being last to know. The floor gave a brief shudder again, harder this time, enough to hear something in the ceiling grid click.
There it is again.
Yes.
That one was not subtle.
No. He took a breath and stayed on mic. Another tremor just hit our studio as well. We felt that live with you. No damage visible here, but the frequency of these shakes is clearly increasing, and that is not being reflected in public statements yet.
Phones are blowing up.
Let's take one. Rachel, you're on RedZone.
I'm in an office tower in the financial district. They just evacuated our whole floor with no reason. Then they stopped us in the lobby and told us to wait inside.
Inside? Not outside?
Yeah, first they said evacuate. Then they said stay away from the exits facing south.
Did anyone say why?
No, everyone's looking at their phones. Service is awful.
Can you look outside from where you are now?
Not really. People are crowding the interior hallway. Some are crying. I heard somebody say there was a wave.
A wave?
I don't know if that's true. I'm just telling you what I heard.
That's fine. Stay inside until your building gives clear instructions. Don't move based on hallway rumors. Stay with staff.
Okay.
Thank you.
A wave?
Could be nonsense.
Could be.
Could be a lot of people trying to name something they don't understand.
That's what scares me.
Same. The serious talk tone that had framed the morning was no longer an act. It had settled into the room for real now. The jokes still appeared, but thinner, working harder, dying faster.
We've got another text from somebody claiming they saw something large moving underwater near Ellis Island.
That phrase specifically keeps showing up. Large. Underwater.
And I know we're supposed to be careful, but how many people have to say the same thing before it stops being random?
I don't know.
You don't say that often.
I don't enjoy saying it. Then the line from the city feed came through, and both of them heard it at once. Hold on.
Did they just say harbor lockdown expanded?
He checked the note. Yes. Coast Guard closure is now total. No vessel movement in or out until further notice.
Total?
Total.
For a 4.1 tremor?
Apparently.
That doesn't add up.
No. He looked toward the booth, and their producer was no longer pretending to be relaxed. Nobody in the room was. We are officially beyond a routine oddity here. We still do not know what city officials believe they're dealing with, but their actions are getting more aggressive, not less.
And people deserve more than unusual activity.
Yes, they do.
I keep trying my sister.
Any luck?
Straight to failed call now.
Network congestion.
You want that to be true so bad.
I want simple answers. That's not the same thing.
Maybe today it is.
Maybe. Hey, can we pause for just a second?
Yeah, just real quick.
Jenny and I wanted to briefly step out of the story to talk to you directly.
Yeah, hey guys. If you're here at the 20-minute mark, it means you love getting lost in these worlds just as much as we love creating them. Our goal with RedZone Radio has always been to build these raw, apocalyptic stories where you can just escape reality for a while.
Exactly. But producing this level of long-form realism takes a massive amount of time and resources. And to be completely honest with you guys, YouTube's policies sometimes hold us back from telling these stories to their absolute terrifying fullest.
Right. We are still going to drop one massive, full-length video right here on YouTube every single week. But if you want the real RedZone Radio experience, we've moved our regular uncut operations over to Patreon.
Patreon is where we can really take the gloves off. Over there, we're uploading exclusive, ad-free episodes on a regular basis. It's the gritty, unrestricted content that we just can't put on YouTube.
Plus, our Patreon members are basically our co-producers now. You get early access to upcoming videos, and you actually get to suggest and vote on the outbreaks and scenarios we cover next.
We appreciate you guys more than you know. All right, let's get back to the survival. Another note arrived. This one made him sit up straighter. We are getting unconfirmed eyewitness reports of a major water displacement event near the lower harbor. That is not official language. That is from people on the ground.
Say what that means in normal words.
It means people are describing the water as if something large moved through it.
There.
There.
A silence hung between them. I don't like hearing you say it out loud.
Neither do I.
Michael turned back fully to the microphone.
If you are in Lower Manhattan, listen carefully. We are not telling you to evacuate because that order has not been issued citywide. But if emergency personnel direct you away from the waterfront or into shelter, obey immediately. Don't argue, don't stop to film, don't wait for your favorite account online to explain it first.
And charge your phone while you can. I don't know why I'm saying that, but do it.
That's actually good advice.
I know. The station took no break. There was no normal segment to go back to anymore. Only updates, texts, calls, and that growing feeling that the city was leaning forward, listening for the next impact.
At 8:12, a massive explosion was reported near Ellis Island. We have multiple independent reports from both Manhattan and New Jersey. People are saying it was visible across the water.
We do not yet know the cause. We do know windows were felt shaking as far uptown as Chelsea, and the response after that blast has escalated dramatically.
National Guard units are moving in fast. We're hearing roadblocks are going up on parts of the FDR and the West Side Highway. Lower Manhattan is locking down in real time.
And for the first time this morning, we were interrupted by the emergency alert system. The recorded voice had cut in 2 minutes earlier, flat and calm in the way official panic always tried to sound. This is the emergency alert system. Residents of Lower Manhattan below 14th Street are advised to shelter in place immediately. Avoid waterfront areas. Await further instructions.
That's not a watch. That's not an advisory. That is shelter in place.
Yes.
For Lower Manhattan.
Yes.
Without an explanation.
Correct.
I don't know how people are supposed to stay calm with that.
They probably aren't.
He shuffled more reports.
We are getting a wave of first-hand accounts now, and we need to be careful because many of them are chaotic and contradictory. Some people say they saw spray or debris shoot up near the harbor. Some say they saw helicopters circling something in the water. Some say they heard a roar.
A roar?
That's the word more than one person used.
No.
I'm just telling you what they said.
No, I know. I just don't want that to be the word.
Neither do I.
We've also lost contact with at least 2 first responders who were part of earlier waterfront dispatches. That doesn't mean the worst, but it does mean communications are failing or something is interfering.
Or both.
Yes.
Let's go to the phones. Maria's back. Maria, you're on.
I saw it! I saw it!
Maria, breathe. Slow down for me. Where are you?
Near the ferry terminal. Well, I was. I ran. I'm inside now. I'm in some lobby. People are screaming.
You're safe indoors right now?
I think so.
Good. Stay there. Tell me what you saw.
The water came up first, like something under it pushed everything aside. Then there was this shape. Oh my God.
Maria, listen to me. Don't force the whole picture. Give me one thing you're sure of.
Big, huge, bigger than anything that should be there.
Did it break the surface?
I saw part of something dark come up and go back down, and then people started running.
Was it a vessel, machinery, crane, anything man-made?
No.
All right. Stay inside. Stay away from windows if you can. Is there building staff with you?
Yes.
Good. Stay with them. Don't go back out.
My brother's outside. He was outside.
Keep trying him if your phone works. Stay where you are. You did the right thing calling. Maria was crying too hard to finish. The line dropped.
That sounded real.
It sounded terrified.
Same thing sometimes.
Not always.
No.
We have to stay careful.
I know.
The feed from the city helicopter channels crackled with overlapping voices, none clean enough to air directly, but enough to convey urgency, enough to hear pilots being redirected, enough to hear one clipped phrase repeated twice. Maintain altitude. Maintain altitude. Military aircraft overhead now. We're getting reports of helicopters first and unconfirmed fighter jets being scrambled from New Jersey.
Let's not outrun that until we have it.
Fine, but the city's airspace is getting loud.
That much is true.
A text flashed from their field producer downtown, sent minutes earlier and only just delivered. Can't get closer. People shoved back north. Sound from harbor like metal and thunder. Jenny stared at it. Michael?
Michael read it. For once, he didn't offer an alternative theory right away. We are also seeing social media essentially break under the weight of whatever this is. There are videos everywhere. Most are blurred, shaky, useless. People yelling, cars stopped, sirens, running. But the volume alone tells you this is not a small, contained incident anymore.
No press conference. No explanation. Just helicopters and shelter in place.
And a city trying to decode its own fear through phone screens.
That's grim.
Feels accurate.
Sandra, in Jersey City, you're on. I can see smoke over the water and something moving below it. I know how that sounds. Tell me what you can actually see. Disturbance, like a line under the surface, too big. And the helicopters are not hovering over a point. They're following it. Following it where? Toward Manhattan. Toward Lower Manhattan? Yes.
Sandra, stay where you are and keep away from the waterfront. If that movement changes direction, don't try to film it. Just get indoors.
What is it?
I don't know. That was the first time that morning he said it plainly, without a joke, without a cushion. And because he said it, the uncertainty in the room became official in a way no government statement had yet managed.
We're hearing sirens continuously now from downtown.
And more emergency messages are expected. We've been told to stand by for another possible interruption.
People are texting from offices saying managers are locking interior stairwells and moving staff away from lower floors.
That suggests blast risk or structural risk.
Or something else.
Or something else. A long rumble rolled through the city then. Not sharp like an explosion. Continuous. Distant. Wrong.
That was not thunder.
No.
Michael.
I know. He leaned into the microphone, his voice now stripped down to utility. If you are below 14th Street, and you can move safely within your building, stay away from windows and the waterfront side of the structure. If you are on the street, and authorities direct you inside, go inside. Do not form crowds outside buildings. Do not go toward the harbor to see what's happening. Nothing good is there.
We're getting more and more reports using the word creature. We need to say that carefully.
Yes.
It may just be people reaching for language in a terrifying situation.
Yes.
But they are using that word.
They are.
And nobody official is contradicting it, because nobody official is saying anything at all.
Also true. They ran the emergency interruption again when it cycled through, and this time the words landed harder, because the audience had heard the fear between them. Emergency broadcast.
This is the emergency alert system.
Residents of Lower Manhattan below 14th Street are advised to shelter in place immediately. Avoid waterfront areas. Await further instructions. Every time that plays without explanation, it gets worse.
Because the silence around it gets louder.
Yes.
And for the record, our own building management has just informed all tenants to remain in place pending further notice.
So we're not going anywhere.
Not at the moment.
Great.
I know. For a few seconds, neither said anything. In the background, phones rang and rang and rang. We stay with it.
We stay with it.
At approximately 9:04, what sounded like heavy artillery fire or large-caliber military engagement was heard across broad sections of Manhattan. We have now reached the point where nobody can honestly pretend this is a contained infrastructure incident. No, we're past that. The reason we're past that is because enough people in enough places are now describing the same impossible thing.
A massive entity is visible in the harbor.
There it is.
There it is.
He sounded like each word weighed more than the last.
We are not going to pretend we understand what that means. We are not going to dress it up or sensationalize it. But we have too many converging reports now, from office towers, rooftops, bridges, Jersey shorelines, emergency channels, and our own staff, to keep talking around it.
People are estimating it at hundreds of feet tall.
Those estimates may be distorted by fear and distance.
Even if they're half wrong, that still leaves us with a nightmare.
Yes.
National Guard has established perimeters. We're here's armored vehicles on the FDR. Tanks have reportedly been positioned on major approach roads.
Evacuation orders have expanded. Manhattan below 34th Street is now under active evacuation advisories in some sectors, while other sectors are still being told to shelter. That contradiction is real. People are hearing different instructions depending on where they are and who's giving them.
Which means the response is fractured.
Yes.
And the bridges are already locking up.
We're getting footage and calls saying the Williamsburg Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, and approaches to the tunnels are in severe gridlock. Cars not moving. People starting to abandon vehicles.
Subways are shutting down.
System-wide suspension underway or imminent, depending on line. Some riders are being held in stations, others are being evacuated. We do not have a clean transit picture.
Nothing about today is clean.
No.
Then something struck the air outside, an impact deep enough to be felt in the ribs. Oh my God! Michael turned his head toward the studio window, even though there was nothing useful to see from where they sat.
That was close.
That was not just gunfire.
No.
The producer's voice came in their headphones. Helicopter down. Unconfirmed. East side. Jenny swallowed. We're hearing one of the attack helicopters may have gone down.
Unconfirmed, but repeated from multiple channels.
People are screaming in the hallway outside the studio.
Our building is still standing. Stay where you are if you're here with us. Do not rush stairwells unless ordered.
You can hear yourself switching over, right?
Switching over to what?
Not radio voice. Emergency voice.
Maybe because it's an emergency.
Jenny looked down at the call board. We've got a soldier calling in.
Put him up. You gotta tell people, get away from the streets. Get off the streets now. Who am I speaking to? Specialist Rodriguez, 69th. I'm on the east side. We are firing everything and it is not stopping. Rodriguez, where is it moving? North. No, west. Hard to tell. Buildings in the way. Jesus. Listen to me. What should civilians do right now? Inside, away from glass, and if you hear the little ones... The call dissolved into static, shouts, and then nothing. Jenny stared at the dead line.
He said, the little ones.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
But he was scared of them too.
He was scared of everything around him.
The city seemed to answer with another distant burst of fire.
We now have confirmed casualty reports from the financial district, and likely major structural damage in multiple locations. We cannot verify numbers. We are not going to guess. But this is no longer a morning incident. This is mass casualty territory.
And if you are still trying to drive south, stop. Don't do it. Turn around if you can. The bridges are turning into parking lots.
If you're already in a traffic jam, stay aware of your surroundings. Don't trap yourself between vehicles if you can help it. Keep your phone if it still works. Keep shoes on. I know that sounds obvious. Keep shoes on.
That sounds like something you only say when things are very bad.
It is. Texts from listeners were now shorter. More frantic.
Wall Street covered in dust. People running north on foot. Heard helicopters, then saw fire. Subway doors opened between stations and people were told to walk.
And one here. Whatever that thing is, it hit a helicopter out of the sky.
People are using the word thing now because none of the normal nouns fit.
Yeah?
Michael?
Yeah?
Can you see anything from the hallway window?
Producer says smoke to the south and people moving north in dense foot traffic.
That's all?
That's enough. The line lit again. Another caller. Emily, you're on.
I'm in an office near Canennel. We could see it between buildings for maybe 2 seconds. It was taller than anything around it. People started screaming and somebody fainted.
Are you still inside the building?
Yes, they won't let us leave from the main entrance.
Good. Stay there.
Good? How is that good?
Because right now the streets are not safer. I need you to listen. Go as interior as you can. Keep away from the south-facing side. Stay with other people. Find water if your office has it. Don't separate.
What is it?
Michael paused, then answered with the most honest thing he had. Something the military is failing to stop. Emily made a small sound, not quite a sob. Then the line went silent.
That was brutal.
It was true.
I know.
We're not helping anybody with fake calm now.
No. He read another update.
Subway system now fully suspended. Repeat, fully suspended. There are reports of passengers initially trapped underground on halted trains, though emergency crews are attempting evacuation where possible.
That's citywide?
That's what we're hearing.
God.
Yes.
A producer entered the room without knocking, something nobody ever did during normal airtime. She whispered to them that building management had asked whether the station planned to continue broadcasting if the situation worsened. Michael answered off mic. Yes. Jenny looked at him.
The entity has moved inland. Repeating that, because I still cannot believe I'm saying it. It has moved inland from the harbor and is now tearing through sections of lower Manhattan.
Financial District has sustained catastrophic damage. We are not naming buildings until we have confirmation, but widespread collapse reports are coming in. Streets are impassable in multiple zones.
And military response is failing. That's not speculation. We have heard tanks, missiles, helicopter assaults, heavy sustained fire, and none of it appears to be stopping the thing.
Worse, we now have repeated reports of smaller hostile creatures or organisms dropping from the main entity into the streets.
I need a better word than parasites, but that's the word people are using.
Because they're describing things detaching and moving independently.
Fast.
Very fast.
And if that's true, this just became more dangerous at street level than anyone imagined.
Yes.
We also have a major infrastructure failure underway. Cell service is collapsing in lower Manhattan and becoming unreliable citywide. Police scanner traffic is chaotic. Units are going dark. Hospitals downtown are overwhelmed. And lower Manhattan is seeing the first rolling power failures.
We have lost contact with 2 of our field reporters.
Say their names.
Michael hesitated, then did. Luis Moreno and Tasha Bell. If either of you can hear us, check in.
Please. They both knew names spoken on air could become memorials without anyone intending it.
Emergency announcement just attempted to come through and cut out mid-message. We'll air what we have when it cycles again.
The bridge reports are getting worse. We have multiple sources now saying the Brooklyn Bridge was struck and has partially collapsed.
If you are anywhere near the East River crossings, get away from them.
And don't go south looking for family if you can't reach them. I know that sounds cruel, I know. But if you go into the worst of it blind, you may not help them, and you may vanish too.
We have another caller. James, you're on.
They're smaller things. They fell off it. I swear to God they fell off it.
James, where are you?
Near Broadway, moving north, trying to move north. People are trampling each other. These things are in the street and they're fast and they jump.
Listen to me. Are you inside or outside?
Outside.
Get inside the nearest building you can. Not a car, a building.
Everything's locked.
Then find any open entry, loading dock, service door, anything. Stay off the center of the street.
One of them got a guy next to me. It just...
James, keep moving. Don't narrate it. Move. Is there anyone with you?
No.
Then follow the crowd north, but don't get pinned against cars. Stay to the side when you can. If you see an opening, take it.
Okay. Oh, God.
That's where we are now.
Yes.
Street-level threat is real. Repeating that. Real.
And if you hear screaming outside your building, I don't know what to tell you, except stay hidden if you're hidden.
We are no longer in a phase where all good choices exist.
No. Then the emergency signal forced its way through, chopped by static.
Emergency announcement. All bridges and tunnels are closed. Repeat. All bridges and tunnels are closed. Then dead air. Then hiss. Jenny. That was it.
Yet. A text appeared from an ER nurse in Midtown, receiving impossible numbers. Downtown ambulances diverted. No room, no blood. Jenny read it softly. Hospitals are drowning.
Yes.
And we still don't have one federal official explaining what this thing is.
No.
Nothing. Not even a lie.
Maybe they don't have one.
I don't know if that's better.
It's not.
He took a breath and reset his posture, though his voice was more tired now, more scraped raw around the edges.
If you're in Manhattan and safe indoors right now, do the following. Fill anything you can with water if service still works. Get shoes, a jacket, any medication you need. Stay away from windows. Stay quiet if you hear movement outside. Don't assume emergency services can reach you quickly.
And if you're below Midtown and somehow still mobile, north remains the only direction that makes any sense. But streets may be worse than shelter, depending on where you are. This is awful guidance because there are no good options left. You have to judge what's around you.
We are trying to bring you usable information, not false hope.
Though God knows I'd like some hope.
Me too. Claire, you're on RedZone.
I'm in an apartment building in Tribeca, with maybe 30 people in the basement. We can hear impacts outside. Somebody said the power's out on the whole block.
Are you secure where you are?
The super locked the door. We turned off most lights.
Good. Stay there.
People want to go out and look for relatives.
No. Tell them no. Not right now.
How long?
I don't know.
Then how do I tell them that?
Tell them the streets are lethal. Tell them every minute they stay sheltered increases their odds more than stepping into chaos with no destination. Tell them the truth.
Claire's breathing shook. Okay.
And if anybody in that basement has a radio, keep it on low. We'll stay here as long as we can.
Please do.
We will.
As long as we can.
Yes.
That phrase got real fast.
Everything did.
The producer brought a final stack of printouts. More scanner fragments, more texts, more scraps from a city being torn apart faster than language could keep up. There are reports now of these smaller creatures in subway entrances.
Then avoid subway entrances too.
There are reports of people hiding in office cores, storage rooms, boiler rooms, church basements.
Then if you are hidden, stay hidden until you have a reason stronger than fear to move.
Stronger than fear. That's a tough standard today.
Fear is telling everybody to run. Running is not saving everybody.
She nodded, then pressed her headset tighter, as if she could force more clarity through it. We just lost another city channel.
Which one?
One of the central dispatch relays.
Of course.
I'm sorry, that came out mean.
It's all right. This is the part where the systems people trust start dying in public.
That's a horrible sentence.
Still true. He leaned close to the mic again. Whatever broadcaster polish remained in him had become something plainer now. A man trying to be useful while the world outside abandoned reason. This is RedZone Radio. It is a little after 11, and New York City is in pieces. If you are hearing us, take this seriously. No bridge, no tunnel, no authority is coming fast enough to solve the next hour for you. Protect the room you are in. Protect the people next to you. Keep quiet. Keep water. Keep your phone if it works. Stay alive long enough for the city to become something other than this moment.
And if you're listening from outside the city, if you're hearing family, friends, anybody in New York, do not flood them with calls if the network's failing. Send one text. Keep it simple. Tell them where you are. Tell them you love them. Tell them to stay hidden if hidden.
We are going to keep going.
We're still here.
For now, that matters.
And for a few trembling seconds, in a studio above a broken city, those were the only solid words left.
It is just after 11 in the morning. We need to say something now that, even after everything we've already said today, still feels impossible to hear out loud. According to military scanner traffic, field reports, and multiple overlapping emergency channels, the armed response inside Manhattan is falling back.
We heard it ourselves. We both heard it. Units were ordered to withdraw to what they called a secondary perimeter.
And a phrase came through that I do not think anyone in this city was prepared to hear.
Manhattan is lost.
That was the phrase. We are not repeating it to sensationalize anything. We are repeating it because people in this city deserve to know what the people with the guns and vehicles are saying to each other when the microphones accidentally open long enough for the truth to leak out.
We're also getting reports that the main entity has pushed farther north into Midtown. Times Square, Herald Square, stretches west of 5th, East Side Avenues, all of it is now part of the panic map. We cannot verify every street-level report, but the pattern is clear enough now that the details barely matter.
If you are below Midtown and still in motion, north is no longer a plan. It's only a direction. That matters. A direction is not safety.
And below all that, at street level, the smaller creatures are multiplying the chaos. We have reports of them in buildings, subway entrances, side streets, loading docks, service tunnels, parking garages.
You said earlier the city was breaking.
Yeah.
I think this is the point where it broke.
I think so too.
A hard thud reverberated somewhere below the station. Not near enough to be immediate death. Not far enough to be ignored. Ceiling tiles clicked. One of the producer monitors lost signal, came back in a spray of digital blocks, and settled again.
Our building just took another shake. We're still standing. Our backup systems are holding.
For now.
For now.
We're getting a lot of questions about the quarantine order. Here's what we know. Manhattan is effectively being sealed. Bridges and tunnels are either closed, unusable, or under military control. Access in and out is being restricted, whether they are calling it a quarantine, a containment perimeter, or some other word in official language. The result is the same for the people trapped inside.
You are being left where you are.
Yes.
And outside the city, state and federal response appears to be shifting from rescue to containment.
You hear that and you start understanding what kind of day this is.
We've got a caller in a subway tunnel. Sarah, you're on RedZone.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Tell me where you are.
I don't know exactly. Somewhere between stations. They stopped the train maybe 40 minutes ago, maybe an hour, I don't know anymore. They opened the doors. Some people walked toward one station, some went the other way. I stayed with a group because there was yelling ahead and then the lights went out.
How many people are with you?
50, maybe. Families, office people, one older man who can barely walk.
Any MTA personnel with you?
There was one. He left to find an emergency exit and didn't come back.
All right. Listen carefully. Are you in a tunnel section or near a maintenance alcove, equipment room, anything like that?
There's a recessed area off to the side. People are sitting there.
Good. Get as many people as you can into that recessed area, and keep everyone off the tracks as much as possible.
We hear things above us.
I know.
It sounds like running, then impacts, then quiet, then more running.
Stay where the walls protect you best. Keep voices low. If anyone has flashlights, use them only when needed. Conserve phone batteries. Do not send one person off alone looking for an exit unless you absolutely have to.
How long are we supposed to stay here?
Until moving is safer than staying, and right now it probably isn't.
That's not comforting.
No, but it may keep you alive.
There's a little girl here asking if the army is coming.
Michael took a breath before answering. Not where you are right now, so you all are going to have to help each other. Keep the children near the center of the group. Keep anyone injured sitting. Don't separate.
Okay.
And keep your radio or phone volume low and listen for us when you can.
Please don't go off the air.
We're still here.
That one's going to stay with me.
Yeah.
She asked if the army was coming.
And I couldn't lie to her.
No. She sorted another stack of messages. We are getting unconfirmed but persistent rumors that hospitals are trying to evacuate critical patients from Manhattan and failing to move everyone. Ambulance routes are compromised. Helicopter lifts are sporadic at best.
And because nobody ever thought we'd be saying words like this on local radio, let's say something obvious.
Hey, can we pause for just a second?
Yeah, just real quick. First, if you're still here with us, seriously, thank you. It means a lot. You could be anywhere right now, and the fact that you choose to spend your time inside these stories with us, we don't take that lightly.
Exactly. A lot of time, work, and honestly a lot of heart goes into building these worlds for you.
every outbreak, every collapse, every late-night transmission.
And because of how these stories are made, sometimes we can't always go as far as we want to hear.
That's why we created our Patreon. It's where we upload our full, uncut, ad-free stories, the raw versions, exactly the way we originally imagined them.
If you love getting lost in these long realism stories, the kind that let you escape reality for a while and disappear into another world, that's really what Patreon is built for.
Members also get early access to upcoming episodes, and honestly, one of our favorite parts, you can suggest story ideas, and some of those ideas end up becoming future broadcasts. So, link in description, check it out.
But no pressure at all. We're just grateful you're here listening.
All right, radio's back on.
If you are in a hospital and you are not being moved by staff, do not self-evacuate unless the building itself is being breached. Medical facilities, even damaged ones, are still safer than the streets for a lot of people.
We're also hearing a brief national address was either delivered or is about to be delivered by the president from a secure location.
The fact that nobody in this room knows if it already happened tells you how badly information is collapsing.
What we're hearing secondhand is that the government is promising full mobilization, federal support, and national emergency coordination, which sounds good until you remember this city has already watched the military back away from it.
There are also rumors circulating about international consultations, NATO involvement, extreme response options. Right now, those are rumors. We will not state them as fact.
But the rumors are there because people can feel the scale of this.
Yes.
All units, fall back to secondary perimeter. Repeat, all units, fall back. Midtown untenable. Manhattan is lost. Jenny closed her eyes. Neither of them pretended not to hear it this time. There it is again.
Nobody can say we misheard that now.
No.
They're gone.
The military inside the city is withdrawing, yes.
How do you tell people that and not destroy them?
I think the city already knows.
Yeah.
A call came in from a male listener. Jenny took it. Marcus, you're on.
I'm in an office building near Bryant Park. We saw convoys heading north, not south. Everybody thought reinforcements were coming in, but it looked like they were leaving.
How long ago?
10 minutes, maybe less. Humvees, troop carriers, a couple vehicles with guys hanging half out the sides. They weren't organized. They looked like they were getting out.
Any shooting nearby?
Not right this second, but the whole building keeps trembling.
Are you sheltered where you are?
For now, some people want to make a break for Grand Central.
No, not blind. If you don't know what's happening on the street between you and there, you're swapping one unknown for another.
So we stay?
You stay until your building stops being defensible or you get specific information about a safer route. Right now, random movement is getting people killed.
There are rumors the thing is heading west.
Rumors are everywhere. Work with what you actually know inside your block, inside your building, not what somebody's cousin texted from 3 neighborhoods away.
All right.
Keep water close if you have it. Stay off the windows. Thank you. Michael glanced toward the hall, where station staff had started quietly pulling extra chairs, bottled water, cables, and battery packs into the studio. They were turning the room into something between a control booth and a bunker, and nobody had said the word bunker yet, because saying it would mean believing the day had already become that. Marcus, you're on.
I'm in an office building near Bryant Park. We saw convoys heading north, not south. Everybody thought reinforcements were coming in, but it looked like they were leaving.
How long ago?
10 minutes, maybe less. Humvees, troop carriers, a couple vehicles with guys hanging half out the sides. They weren't organized. They looked like they were getting out.
Any shooting nearby?
Not right this second, but the whole building keeps trembling.
Are you sheltered where you are?
For now, some people want to make a break for Grand Central.
No, not blind. If you don't know what's happening on the street between you and there, you're swapping one unknown for another.
So we stay?
You stay until your building stops being defensible or you get specific information about a safer route. Right now, random movement is getting people killed.
There are rumors the thing is heading west.
Rumors are everywhere.
Work with what you actually know inside your block, inside your building, not what somebody's cousin texted from 3 neighborhoods away. All right. Keep water close if you have it. Stay off the windows. Thank you. Michael glanced toward the hall, where station staff had started quietly pulling extra chairs, bottled water, cables, and battery packs into the studio. They were turning the room into something between a control booth and a bunker, and nobody had said the word bunker yet, because saying it would mean believing the day had already become that.
For anyone wondering what it sounds like in here, it sounds like a room full of professionals trying very hard not to panic.
And not all of us are succeeding.
No.
My phone just buzzed.
Your sister? Jenny looked at the screen, then shook her head with a kind of helpless anger.
No, it's a message from hours ago that only just showed up. She sent, "They're pushing us inside. This is weird." That's all.
When was it sent?
7:41.
All right.
That's not all right.
No, it's not. I mean, we know where she was then.
And we know nothing after.
Yes. Jenny looked down at the board again, steadied herself, and went back to work, because the work was the only thing keeping her from dissolving.
Reports coming in now from farther uptown. The sound profile has changed. People are saying instead of one direction of impacts, they're hearing movement through the city in intervals, like something crossing blocks, stopping, hitting structures, then moving again.
Which lines up with the idea that the entity is not just wandering, it may be moving with purpose.
Toward what?
No idea.
Great.
Nobody ever said the end of civilization came with satisfying answers.
You really think this is that?
Michael considered the question longer than she expected. I think if a major American city watches its military response fail in public before lunchtime, we are past using the phrase isolated incident.
That is the most Michael way you could possibly say yes.
I know. They got another emergency bulletin. This one garbled but intelligible enough.
Emergency bulletin. Residents in Manhattan are advised to shelter in place where possible. Do not attempt unauthorized evacuation. Emergency operations are ongoing.
Unauthorized evacuation? They're using airport language while the city dies.
Bureaucracy survives longer than common sense.
Apparently.
We need to say something else, out loud. If you are outside Manhattan listening to this, do not drive toward the city to look for people unless you have a confirmed route, confirmed destination, and some reason to believe the people you're looking for can be reached. Otherwise, you're just joining the perimeter chaos.
And if you are inside Manhattan and your building still has water, fill containers now. Bathtubs, bottles, office pitchers, anything. We've got early pressure drop reports from some blocks.
Also, if power is still on, charge everything.
Even the dumb old backup phone in the kitchen drawer if you've got one.
Especially that. A female caller came through. Michael answered. Nina, you're on RedZone.
I work at a hospital on the west side. We're moving patients away from the lower floors because something shattered windows on the south face. We don't have enough transport. We don't have enough hands. People keep asking if they should leave on foot.
And what are staff telling them?
Stay put unless discharged or transferred. But some families don't want to hear that.
Then repeat it. The streets are not a general escape route. They are a hazard zone. Unless your hospital is becoming uninhabitable, remaining with staff is better than trying to outrun what's happening outside.
We can hear impacts every few minutes. It sounds closer now.
Do you have interior spaces patients can be moved into?
Yes, but we're overcrowded.
Overcrowded is still better than exposed. Keep them in the most internal rooms available. And Nina, thank you.
I don't feel like I'm doing enough.
None of us do.
That might be the sentence of the day.
Yeah. The sense of abandonment inside the city was becoming the true weather now. Not the tremors, not the explosions, not even the ruinous sounds from beyond the studio. It was that more private damage. The realization that the structures everyone believed would exist in a crisis were already failing, had maybe always been weaker than advertised.
I think people thought there'd be a moment where the cavalry arrived and the story bent back toward order.
Most disaster movies teach bad habits.
This isn't funny enough to count as a joke.
Wasn't meant to. They continued through the hour, taking fragments of New York's last intact voice traffic and turning them into instruction where they could, witness where they couldn't. By the end of it, the city no longer sounded like a place being protected. It sounded like a place being measured, bordered, and left behind.
Power is going down across most of Manhattan. If you still have electricity, consider that temporary. Large sections downtown and midtown are already dark or flickering. Backup generators are carrying some buildings, including ours, but nobody here is pretending that lasts forever.
We're operating on backup systems now for major parts of the station. Main transmission is holding. Internal systems are patchier by the minute.
Communications citywide are breaking in layers. First, the cell service got bad. Then police channels started getting buried. Now whole sections of emergency traffic are disappearing.
Military traffic from inside the city is nearly gone.
Which means either there's nobody left close enough to hear, or nobody left transmitting.
Or both. The difference in the studio now was not just fatigue, it was volume. People talked more quietly. Even when voices rose, they rose as if something outside might hear them. The station that had lived on chatter and speed and interruption had become a place of lowered tones and careful footsteps.
We've lost contact with several recurring callers. Dave from the Seaport, Maria from Battery Park, James moving north from Broadway. Could be dead batteries, could be dead zones, could be something else. We don't say more than we know. No. But people hearing us know what silence means today.
Yes.
We're getting multiple reports that the entity has moved through large sections of southern and central Manhattan and may now be circling or passing near Central Park. Again, that's pieced together from survivors, not official tracking.
Official tracking barely exists anymore, at least not in public.
If you're in the upper part of the city and thinking that means you're clear, don't. The map no longer works like that. Safe and unsafe are moving minute by minute.
And the smaller creatures, the ones from the streets earlier, are now being reported inside buildings with increasing frequency. Hallways, stairwells, lobby areas, parking decks, maintenance floors.
Which means shelter still matters, but shelter is no longer just inside. It has to be defended, hidden, quiet, chosen carefully.
Exactly.
Robert, you're on.
I'm in the Empire State Building, 47th floor. There are maybe 20 of us in an office suite with the lights off. It's outside.
When you say outside, what do you mean?
I mean, I can see part of it through the gap in the blinds, and I wish I couldn't.
Don't go near the window again. Not for curiosity, not for proof, not for anything.
I just wanted to know if it was real.
It's real. Now step back and stay back.
It's standing still.
Doing what?
I don't know. Just there, like it's listening.
Jenny glanced at Michael, then back to her console. How many floors below you have power?
No idea. Everything's dark in the hall. Elevators are dead.
Good. Dead elevators mean nobody's trying to use them. Stay where you are. Keep everybody off the hallway side unless you need the bathrooms or supplies. Put someone on listening watch if you can. Quietly.
There's a woman here who wants to call her husband, but she keeps talking too loud.
Tell her one text if she can get one out. Then battery saver, then silence.
She says if we stay quiet, we're just waiting to die.
Maybe. But if you make noise, you may speed that up. I'm sorry, Robert. I don't have better advice.
No, that's honest. Thanks.
That one got cold fast.
Everything's cold now.
Yeah. They took a moment to read what the staff in the room had already figured out without being told. Water supplies in the station were being counted. Battery packs were being rotated. Someone had found a first aid kit and set it on the side table. Somebody else had locked the studio door, not because it would stop anything truly dangerous, but because people liked one barrier more than none. For everyone listening, especially from offices and apartment buildings, we need to adjust our advice. If you are sheltering in a place with a lot of windows or open access points, start thinking about a more internal fallback position now. Conference rooms without exterior exposure, storage rooms, core hallways, utility rooms if safe, not boiler rooms if you don't know what's in them. Use judgment.
And if your group is large, decide now who's in charge of what. One person keeps track of supplies. One person monitors messages. One person listens. Do not let 10 people all panic at once with no structure.
Panic is contagious.
So is calm sometimes.
Sometimes. There were long gaps now between calls. Not because nobody needed help, but because fewer people could get through and fewer still had enough battery or signal to try. The silence between segments felt heavier than the talk.
Why are we still here?
Michael turned toward her, not surprised by the question, only surprised she had finally said it on mic.
Because someone needs to be.
That is not enough for me right now.
Because if we leave now, the city gets quieter in the worst possible way.
That's poetic. It's not practical.
Practical? No. But I don't know that practical exists anymore. There are people in stairwells, subways, hospital basements, office cores, church halls, maintenance tunnels, listening for any human voice that sounds less scared than they are. We can still be that voice for a while.
Jenny looked down at her hands. I don't feel less scared than anybody.
Me neither. That's not the same as sounding like it.
Jenny gave a short laugh that almost broke in the middle. That's so unhealthy.
Undoubtedly.
Another female caller made it through. Michael answered.
Elena, you're on.
I'm in a brownstone in Harlem with 6 other people from 3 apartments. We've been hearing sirens all morning, but now it's mostly just distant booms and sometimes this clicking noise outside.
Clicking?
Like claws on pavement. Fast. Then nothing.
Keep everyone away from the front windows. Are your doors locked?
Yes, we pushed furniture too.
Good. Keep the lower floor dark if you can. If the noise gets close, move everybody to the highest, most interior room you have.
Highest? Not basement?
Basement can trap you if something gets into the building above. In a townhouse, you want options. Stairs, rooms, barriers.
There's a pregnant woman with us.
Then conserve her energy, keep water for her, and don't move unless the building itself becomes unsafe.
Are they coming uptown?
Some of them already are, so assume yes and act accordingly.
Okay.
You're doing the right thing. Stay quiet. Jenny looked over after the call.
That felt like a real sentence for a war zone.
Maybe that's what this is.
Maybe.
One of the staff members leaned in and whispered that the main newsroom had gone dark, only the studio and one side corridor still on generator. Michael nodded and relayed it. We've lost power to the main newsroom. We are consolidating operations in the studio. If our sound changes, that's why.
And we're running lower on supplies than I'd like.
Water, mostly.
And patience.
That too. The hour moved strangely. The station clock still worked, but time had stopped feeling measurable in minutes. It felt measurable in whether the building shook, whether a call got through, whether some distant part of the city stayed intact for one segment longer.
We just got a report from outside the city. Military positions north of Manhattan may have been attacked.
By the main entity or the smaller ones?
Unclear, but if those perimeter positions are under pressure too, that means containment is already failing.
Which means New York is no longer the whole story.
No.
That matters for anyone listening outside the 5 boroughs. Do not assume this is ending at the rivers.
And do not assume interstate highways are safe because they're away from the city. We're getting reports of blockages, checkpoints, abandoned vehicles, and military redirection all over the approaches.
The map is getting wider.
Too wide. For a while, they simply stayed present. Repeated instructions, checked in with listeners who could still hear them by text. Read names of shelters within buildings rather than official locations, because official locations had become almost meaningless. A dentist's basement in Washington Heights, a church kitchen in the Upper West Side, an office core in Midtown East, a parking garage utility room in Queens where workers had locked themselves in after crossing early. The power dipped once so hard the microphones popped. Jenny froze. The backup held.
Still here?
Barely.
Barely counts.
By the end of that long afternoon stretch, the city had gone from screaming to holding its breath. And somehow that was worse. Reports are coming in from the Bronx, Queens, and across the river that military positions were engaged and overrun or forced back. We do not have a neat official statement. What we have are surviving snippets from soldiers, police, civilians, and emergency workers, all describing the same pattern. The line outside the city did not hold.
We're also getting reports of the smaller creatures spreading into outer boroughs and across into parts of New Jersey.
So the idea that this was a Manhattan problem, that idea is dead.
Yes. Something crashed against the station building. Then, not a direct strike, more like debris slamming into the exterior several floors below. The whole structure groaned with the impact. One of the staff in the room cursed. Someone else started crying quietly and tried to do it without sound.
We just took debris.
Everybody stay where you are. Nobody into the hallway until the structure settles.
The studio lights dimmed almost to nothing and then rose again on generator reserves. Our building is compromised.
We don't know how badly.
Bad enough.
Yes. He waited until the room stopped moving.
If you're listening and wondering what that sounded like, it sounded like a city dying, one floor at a time.
Jenny stared at the table, her headset half slipping, then fixed it with shaky fingers. Federal authorities have now said what they were clearly trying not to say earlier. Immediate rescue for all remaining residents of New York City is not possible.
That language matters. Not delayed, not limited, not difficult, not possible.
And people are going to hear that, and something inside them is going to drop out.
Yes. The emergency bulletin came through clean enough this time. Federal Emergency Management Agency advises all remaining New York City residents that immediate rescue is not possible. Shelter in place. Conserve resources. Await further regional guidance. Silence followed it inside the studio.
They're not coming.
Not today.
Not for us.
Not for most of the people listening in this city, no.
Her breathing went ragged. She tried to speak and couldn't. Tried again. I can't reach my family. I can't reach anybody. I keep getting old messages like ghosts. I don't know if my sister got out. I don't know if my mom even knows where I am. And now the government just told everyone trapped in New York to sit tight and conserve resources, like this is a storm. Michael softened without letting go of the mic.
Jen.
Jenny covered her mouth. No dramatic breakdown, no movie moment, just the kind of ordinary human collapse that comes when fear has been postponed too long and finally refuses one more delay.
Take a minute.
Jenny shook her head and wiped at her face, furious with herself for doing it in front of strangers even now. No, I'm fine.
You're not. Take a minute. I've got this.
He turned fully into the microphone while the studio, respectful in his panic, gave her the smallest privacy it could.
This is Michael Hale at RedZone Radio. Jenny is still here with me. We are both still here. And if you are listening from anywhere in or around this city, understand this. The instructions have narrowed now. Hide if you can hide. Move only if staying becomes impossible. Conserve everything. Water, power, light, strength. Hope if you have any left.
He sorted through what remained of the updates.
International coverage is everywhere. The world is watching New York in real time. That may matter later. It does not help you now. What helps you now is a locked door, a dark room, people you trust, and not making unnecessary noise. Jenny, still shaky, rejoined him in a lower voice.
We also just lost the main transmitter on one of our ranges. We are switching to backup. That means some of you who were hearing us clearly may lose us. Others, further out, may only catch pieces.
If you can still hear us, keep us low and conserve battery. If you lose us, try again every 15 minutes. We'll stay on the backup as long as we can. A male caller came through. Jenny took it, voice rough but functioning.
Deshawn, you're on.
I'm in Queens. I thought we were clear because we got out early, but there are things here now. Not the big one, smaller ones. People are saying they came through the tunnels, the bridges. I don't know. Cars are piled up everywhere. Cops are screaming at people to get inside stores.
Are you inside somewhere now?
Back room of a deli with maybe 12 people.
Good. Stay there.
For how long? If it's here too, where do we go?
Nowhere until you must. If the thing outside doesn't know you're there, don't introduce yourself.
You sound different.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
You gonna stay on?
We'll stay on as long as this building lets us.
Good. My aunt in Brooklyn was listening earlier. I'm hoping she still can.
One text if you can send it. Short. Then save the battery.
All right.
Michael took over again as the station engineer whispered to him that the structural assessment from upstairs was grim. Shattered exterior glass on 2 lower floors, stress cracks in a service corridor wall, emergency stairwell partly blocked by debris.
We've been told there is building damage below us and partial blockage in one stairwell. We are not evacuating yet.
Yet is such a terrible word today.
Yes. The next report came from what was left of military communication outside the city. It wasn't an order exactly, more like an exhausted surrender of certainty.
Weapons ineffective. Repeat, weapons ineffective. Fall back to Philadelphia line. Jenny stared at the speaker. Philadelphia?
That's a lot of distance to lose in one sentence.
That means it's not just New York anymore.
No.
This is the breaking point, isn't it?
I think the breaking point was earlier. I think this is the part where people stop pretending anything unbroken remains. That answer hung there while the station shuddered again, more subtly this time, like something heavy had shifted nearby. Then came another stream of texts, mostly too fragmented to read in full. Single locations, single names, prayers, goodbyes, questions no local radio host should ever be asked. Is Yonkers safe? Do you think schools in Jersey are evacuating? Tell my brother on 83rd I got to Queens. We hear scratching in the vents. Please stay on. Please say my daughter's name. Please tell us what to do. Jenny read one and passed it to Michael without speaking. He read it aloud. If nobody's coming, what's the point of waiting? He set the paper down.
Because waiting is not nothing. Waiting is survival when movement is death. Waiting is buying time for bad conditions to change, for something else to happen, for the world to become slightly less lethal than it is right this second. That's the point.
That was good.
I'm making half of this up by instinct.
So is everyone. The afternoon sagged into something almost unreal. There were fewer screams in the distance now through the damaged shell of the building. Fewer sirens, too. Not because the crisis was ending, but because so many of the mechanisms that make crisis audible had already failed.
We're getting one more update before the top of the hour. The main entity may have returned toward the remains of Midtown and could be staying within a concentrated area for longer intervals.
Staying? Like nesting?
That word is being used, yes. We cannot verify it, but people are describing a pattern that suggests it's no longer simply moving through.
I hate that more than I hate almost anything we've said today.
Same. They sat in that truth for a while, because there was nowhere else to put it.
Michael.
Yeah?
They want me downstairs now. Interior room. Farther from the damaged side.
I know.
You should come too.
Not yet.
You know that's a stupid answer.
Probably.
Come down after this segment.
We'll see.
She made a sound that was half anger, half affection, half terror. The math of disaster never added up cleanly. If this building comes down while you're talking into that microphone, I am going to haunt you.
Fair.
I mean it.
I know.
She stayed one more moment. If I lose the feed, keep going.
I will.
Don't make me say goodbye like it's goodbye.
Then don't.
She left the mic. Michael sat in the silence after, suddenly very aware of how different the room sounded, with only one voice carrying the station.
This is Michael Hale, still here at RedZone Radio.
Jenny is alive.
Still in the building, moving with the staff to a safer interior section. We are not out. We are not done. But this is becoming, whether I like it or not, a one-man broadcast for stretches at a time. He rearranged the pages in front of him, though there was no order left to impose.
The larger entity appears to have settled for periods in the destroyed core of Midtown, while smaller, hostile creatures continue moving through damaged blocks and structures. Reports from survivors suggest some kind of continued spawning, release, or spread. I am choosing my words carefully, because the alternatives are worse. He got a short text from one of the engineers downstairs. Generator estimate maybe 2-3 hours if load stable.
The station generator may have a few hours left if the load holds. That is not a promise. That is the best case math from the people trying to keep this signal alive. The calls that still made it through now felt different. Less like people asking for help. More like people wanting proof another human being still occupied the same Earth they did. A female caller came through. Michael answered.
Lisa, you're on RedZone.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Lisa. Where are you?
In an apartment in Queens with 2 of my neighbors. We got out of Brooklyn around noon. I don't know if my daughter is hearing this. She's in Boston. She used to listen to you when she visited me. I want to say something in case.
His voice dropped into the gentlest register he had left. Go ahead.
Emma, if you hear this, Mama loves you. I'm okay right now. I'm scared, but I'm okay. Don't come looking for me. Stay where you are, eat something. Call your aunt, she'll know what to do. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud you left the city when you did. Be brave, baby.
The line stayed open a second longer, with quiet breathing on both ends. I'm recording everything, Lisa. If there is a record left after this, that message is in it.
Thank you.
You're not alone. When the call ended, the room felt holier than a radio station had any right to feel. We are doing something now that local radio was never really designed for. We are becoming a place where people leave pieces of themselves, in case the rest doesn't make it. He read another update. Not government, not military, personal. In safe room. Building still shifting. Don't be a hero. Michael almost smiled. Message received. He looked at the monitor again. Another private text had come through, routed somehow after hours of dead silence. Family made it to Pennsylvania. All safe. Love you. Please leave if you can. For the first time that day, some small locked chamber inside his chest opened. Not enough to feel relief properly, but enough to make him need a second before speaking again. I've just received word that my family made it out. They are safe in Pennsylvania. He let the sentence sit there because it sounded unreal in his own ears. That is more mercy than a lot of people got today. There was a long quiet. Then he continued. I could leave. Maybe. There may still be a window. Staff downstairs would prefer I did. But I'm staying for now. He didn't dramatize it. Didn't make it noble. Just said it as a fact. Because somebody should witness this honestly. Because somebody should keep a record in a voice people recognize. Because if you are alone in a dark room somewhere in the city, or outside it, and you still have enough signal left to hear another person breathing and talking, then maybe that matters more than it would on any normal day. A mail caller came through. Jenny was no longer at the main board, so Michael had the engineer route him to a recorded text channel instead of live voice. The message was played back over the line in rough quality.
Group of 9 in a school basement in Staten Island. Food low. Hearing helicopters again, distant. Don't know if that's good or bad. If anybody from PS31 hears this, we're in the utility room. To the group in Staten Island, stay low, stay quiet, and unless you have reason to believe the helicopters are landing for you specifically, treat them as background, not salvation. To anyone who knows family at PS31, now you know. The station manager came up in person then, pale, dusty, exhausted.
Mike, we need to shut down before the structure gets worse. You can shut down around me if you need to. I'm serious. So am I. If the generator fails, fine. If the building becomes uninhabitable, fine. But I'm not signing off while we still have a signal. The manager looked at him with the kind of helpless anger disaster creates in practical people forced to negotiate with stubborn ones. You always had to make radio sound sacred. Not sacred. Necessary. The manager left without arguing further, because there were 100 more urgent fights in the building than that one. Michael went back on. For those wondering, yes, the station wants me downstairs. They may be right. I'm still here. The voices that followed were quieter now. A nurse from uptown saying they'd moved patients into laundry rooms and interior corridors. A woman in Westchester asking whether the roads south were blocked, and crying when he told her yes, functionally. A recorded message from a church shelter in the Bronx listing names of the living like an old war bulletin. As the afternoon deepened, the calls shifted from survival advice to witness statements, last messages, confirmations of life, acknowledgments of fear. The raw panic of the morning had burned down into something stranger and more human, acceptance without peace. If you are hearing this and you are with someone you love, tell them something simple and true. Don't spend your last battery percentage crafting perfect words. Perfect words are a luxury for a safer world. He paused. Use the ordinary ones. I'm here. I'm with you. I love you. Stay low. Drink water. Breathe. A final call from a female listener came through.
Tara, you're on. I'm in Hoboken. We can see the smoke. We can't see the city skyline the way we usually can. It's just broken. I don't know why I called. I think I wanted somebody in New York to tell me New York is still there.
Michael looked at the dead red glow of the equipment rack, the dusty floor, the papers no longer relevant, the half-empty bottles lining the console. It's still here.
Really?
Not the version we knew. But yes, it's still here. Cities are people more than buildings. As long as people are still hiding, helping, calling, carrying each other, remembering where the exits are, sharing water, saying names into microphones. It's still here.
Tara cried softly.
Thank you. You're welcome. By 5 o'clock, he no longer sounded like a radio host. He sounded like what remained after one had been stripped of format, optimism, and schedule, leaving only witness. The building is quieter now. Some of that is because most of the staff moved to more protected areas. Some of that is because there are fewer systems left to make noise. Some of that, I think, is because the city outside has run out of easy ways to scream. He shuffled the last of the notes. 1 government bulletin, 1 engineer update, 2 scribbled names, 1 family message, 1 instruction from building management, evacuate if possible, 1 message from Jenny, still here, don't make me come drag you out. Michael almost laughed at that, and almost crying felt too expensive to spend. We have reports, again, not because anyone is briefing us cleanly, but because fragments still leak, that an extreme military response has been authorized if the entity does not move out of the target zone. The reported timing on that has shifted 3 times already, so I will not give you a clock I don't trust. What matters is this. People making decisions far from this studio are now discussing solutions that would have been unthinkable this morning. He leaned closer to the microphone, because that is what people do near the end of things, as if intimacy could beat machinery. If you are anywhere near a window, move. If you are anywhere in an exposed top-floor room, move. If you have not already chosen the most interior shelter available to you, choose it now. A rumble rolled through the building, close, deep, followed by the faint rattle of debris somewhere below. It's moving again. There was no need to explain what he meant. The smaller ones have also been reported in this block. We've had scratching, impacts in service spaces, 1 possible breach attempt on a lower door according to building staff. He lifted a hand from the console and saw it trembling for the first time in hours. I want to say something to my family while the line is still warm enough to carry it. He took a breath.
To Claire, to Ben, to Sophie. If this recording gets found, if anybody ever puts this back together and it reaches you, I stayed because this was the work. That's not noble. It's just true. I loved you the whole day. I loved you in the tremors, in the sirens, in the long, awful quiet this afternoon. I am glad you made it out. Ben, look after your sister, even when she says she doesn't need it. Sophie, keep drawing. Claire, you were right about most things. He let himself smile at that. Especially about me being impossible. The line board blinked. 1 more caller. A live connection. Weak, unstable, but there.
You're on RedZone. Go ahead. Mike? Yeah? Who's this? Specialist Jake Miller, National Guard. Or what's left of me from it, I guess. Where are you, Jake? Rooftop of my old post. Not far from the perimeter we were supposed to hold. Figured I'd see the sunset one more time if the sky would let me. You alone? Pretty much. You hurt? A little. Enough. Not the main problem. Now. Jake laughed softly, the way exhausted people do when truth becomes too obvious to bother dressing up. You still broadcasting? Still here. Good. Means somebody's still taking attendance. What does it look like where you are? Jake was quiet for a second. Beautiful. Weirdly. Sky's all gold and ash. Smoke catches the light in strips. City looks like a memory of itself. That sounds about right. You stared? Michael looked around the darkening studio, the red standby lights, the tape-down cables, the dust, the abandoned coffee cup from 6 in the morning that now belonged to another lifetime. Not the way I was earlier. You? Nah. I think I'm past scared. Think I'm just here. That's something. Yeah. Anybody with you on the roof? No. Just me and a broken radio I stole from a unit that isn't using it anymore.
Then I'm glad it found our frequency. Me too. The building lurched. Not a shake this time. A full body sway, as if some great pressure had passed through the bones of it. A panel crashed somewhere outside the studio. Alarms that no longer had any authority started beeping uselessly in a distant corridor. That was close. Heard it through the line. Yeah. Mike? Yeah? Tell people we didn't run. Mike swallowed. I will. Tell them we stayed as long as we could. I will. That counts for something, right? Mike looked at the fading board, the dying lights, the city he could not see, but still felt pressing on every surface around him. Yeah, Jake. It counts. The signal fluttered. Jake's line dissolved into static, returned for one broken breath, then vanished. Mike stayed on the air anyway. This is Michael Hale. RedZone Radio. We were here. We saw it. People stayed. People helped each other. People told the truth when they could, and held on when they couldn't. If this recording survives, remember that the city was full of ordinary people who became braver than they ever planned to be. The generator coughed. Time check. Maybe 6:47, maybe later. Hard to say. The power is failing. I can hear movement in the lower levels. I don't know how many are left in the building, besides me and whoever's sheltered deeper inside. Jenny, if you hear this from wherever you are in here, I know you told me not to be a hero. I wasn't trying to be. I just couldn't leave the microphone first. He put a hand on the console as if thanking it. To whoever finds this recording, remember us. Remember the calls. Remember the names people said out loud because saying them was one way of keeping the world stitched together a little longer. Remember that New York did what it always does. It stayed loud as long as it could. Another impact, much closer. The lights dropped to a dull red pulse. That's the building. He drew one last breath into the microphone. This is Michael Hale, RedZone Radio. We were here. We didn't turn away. We did not. The line cracked. The generator failed. The signal ended in a burst of static and silence.